Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. How's it going out there?
Hi, you guys. It's family time.
Yeah, it's family time.
It is family time.
It's family time. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at a very tan Cindy here.
I'm looking at a very tan Michael here.
Yeah, we spent all morning just basically working. Outside, Valerie's in the house. Good to see you, Valerie.
You got a notification. That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I didn't really give much notice here. We just kind of let's squeak it in. Let's just get it in.
Yeah.
Crystal Core Art.
Miss Crystal Core. Hello, hello, hello.
Good to see you over there. As we await more, there's Up with Trees. All right. John Ward. Crash Steel. Good to see you guys.
Ozboy. Susan D. Hello, hello. Ozaduzaman. Oh my gosh. Annie Lou Who won. Hello.
D57's in the house. So is Benjamin. Awesome. Good to see you guys. So
Cool. Everybody got a notice.
That's awesome. Yeah, they have like an automatic rating thing. And, I guess I've done a good job on this channel because we've avoided talking about certain subjects over here. So it actually said something like, good job, you're rating yourself properly.
Yay.
Because you have to say, am I talking about anything controversial? Am I talking about what? Am I talking about, all these huge lists of things that, can end up causing issues. And so that's good. Angela Bloom, you made it live. Yay. Awesome. We love you too. Oh yeah, Hill Country in Texas. Definitely a cool place. The place, I had it in mind to spend some time between Austin and San Antonio. Really, really, really want to check out those two towns.
Someday we will.
Yeah, someday. So, it's interesting, too. I'm looking at this. It's showing that there's only 4 people viewing.
Yeah.
Glitch upon glitch. Mm-hmm.
It's okay, though.
Yes. Yeah, we do enjoy doing the lives. We've just been busy. It's just been busy. And you get into a groove doing one thing, and then you got to stop and do something totally, totally different. We were doing construction, basically putting up, the framework to put up shielding from the sun for the plants on the second section of what's going to be the greenhouse. Right now it's just a series of 4 beds. And, last night I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe I should do one more section. One more section, if we could afford to do it, we'll do one more section. And, we got to prepare to grow our own food. We got to prepare to go to that next, step. Ken James saw the chopper.
Coolio. That
was wild. Do you know, as close as we saw that chopper, we saw a fighter jet. It came right down next to us, and it just flew.
Sort of like the same distance, and it was silent. You guys, that fighter jet was silent.
Yeah, the fighter jet made no noise. The helicopter was noisy. And yes, thank you, Jessica. We have been working hard, doing different things too. Just doing different things. So, we got a lot more progress on the beds today. Yeah. And it's not easy growing in the desert because, for one, lack of water, right? So we have to basically haul water in, which we've been doing. And we're using more and more water as it gets warmer and as there's more and more plants in the ground. And, shielding from the sun, shielding from the 50-mile-an-hour plus winds.
Yeah, definitely a challenge.
Yeah, Asa Duzaman says, watching your moves. I wonder if they were. I said that, and Cindy said, we're not that important.
No, I don't.
And I said, don't underestimate them. That was pretty wild. So let me play it for you guys. I got it right over here. And I'll play it real time first. Ooh, playback speed. There we go. And something felt weird to me. Something felt really weird. And I told Cindy, I said, there's another one of these weird warps or something. I don't know what it is. I told her, like, about maybe 60 seconds before we saw the helicopter, something felt really odd. And then I was looking and I was saying, that's not like a truck or anything, on the desert. I think that's something in the air. Check that out.
Wow.
So that was pretty wild. And, it's like they angled right kind of towards us and then angled away when they passed the truck. So it really makes you wonder. It really, really, really makes you wonder. Coming in slow-mo. Yeah, you could see it just came right in. And then as it passed us, it angled off towards the mountains behind it.
Yeah, it did. It was really interesting. And Michael had that feeling like right before, almost like they do when they probe us. He picked it up, he sensed it, and then all of a sudden, pow, here we got this guy.
So you see how you only see 3 of the blades? It's because it's angling now, and then it banks and heads over towards the mountains. So, I don't know. Watching us? I don't know. Coincidence? I don't know. It's not the first time now because, we had a fighter jet that was the same distance off the ground, that close to us, come right next to us when we were driving. And the thing was, it was dead silent. Dead silent. The fighter jet was like maybe 6 to 8 feet off the ground. And, whatever propulsion system it was using was not a regular propulsion system because it was completely quiet.
I don't want to butcher this name, but this person starts with an X. Love your name. I'm sure it's wonderful. She says, well, think of the fans you have here. You never know. Maybe some Freemason pilots like you and wanted to see you knowing you would film. Perhaps.
Yeah, that could be. That could be something like that. Well, look at what Kimmy did. Thumbs up. So cute.
She's, hi, Miss Kimmy, sweetheart. Hello.
Yes. Yeah, right? RN says likely targeted you for practice.
Well,
yeah.
For something.
Christine MacArthur says, look like they're checking you out. Asa Duseman says there's no coincidence. Well, I've shared some things with you guys. We've been before at Cindy's mom's house, and we've heard twice. What was it? 3 times? Twice we've heard there's a sliding glass door that was locked. And both times it was like right after a show, right after we did a live. It opens up and we hear it. It's like somebody's here, sliding glass door opens and then closes. We come out, it's still locked. But somebody did, enter. So it was really kind of bizarre. And before we know people have been in the house. They've been in the house before. They actually left bullet rounds in the closet right by the bedroom that we were in.
That was pretty intimidating, So, at some point you really have to take some serious measures and cloak yourself on many different levels.
Yeah, and then when we had a get-together when I was in North Carolina, about a little over a year ago, we had like a family get-together. Only about maybe 12, 14 people came, Evolutionary Energy Arts people locally. But there was weird things because Zeke's water bowl, which had been on the deck, was down the hill. And the hill was huge. I don't know if you guys ever saw any of the videos from there. There's no way it could have blown down the hill without breaking. Absolutely no way. And it was just placed down there. And then later on that day, a few of the people came over to the house, and we were just hanging out, and we heard gunshots on the property. And, somebody was on the property shooting. And so, what we did kind of publicize that we were having one that day. So I kind of think people have always been watching, honestly, for a while. And I shared with you guys, I started the channel in August of 2017, and was contacted by somebody saying they were with the Illuminati, and they said that they had been following me for years. And yet, that was like 2 months after I started the channel. So, they do watch a lot of people. They do.
Mm-hmm. And I, just to be double safe, personally, I do think it's kind of important that we share this stuff with you guys, because there's, like, if we were to drop off the face of the planet or something, at least we have something in there saying, hey, this kind of weird kind of thing happened, just to double cover.
Yeah, most definitely. So, yeah, Timmy is just talking about that. I just saw that too. So there's the 5.1 that they're showing now in Tonopah. As I said, this is building, guys. It's not going away. It's actually building. As we're looking at 362 in this area here. And this is the 5.1, 5.8 kilometers, pretty shallow. Pretty shallow. And, Tonopah's just over here to the east of it. And, if you blinked and yawned a couple of times, you wouldn't even notice you went through it. There's, there's a few things there. There's not a ton there. But this area, gotta wonder, something's building. I wonder where this energy's going to go.
I don't know. I have a feeling, though, it's going to, it's probably just going to kind of settle in and move somewhere else and cause a couple problems here and there. I do feel like there's going to be some kind of uptick, and it might get a little interesting, but I don't think it's going to be catastrophic. Those are my guts.
Well, let's hope it's not catastrophic. It's curious. There are faults down in Vegas. There are active faults in Vegas, and Vegas could get something as high as mid-sevens. Just, wondering if it would travel downstream or go across, and see it manifest more in Utah or somewhere. Again, as Dutch says, follow the kratom, follow the lines, follow the way the energy flows. So, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe we'll actually end up seeing something larger than a 6.5. Maybe that was more of a prequel.
Yeah, it could very well be. We just don't know yet.
So, interesting day, interesting times. It sure is. Yeah, and okay. So XXX spray and play X. It's weird time, and people are acting insane. Some are. Yeah. I mean, some people are driving like crazy out there. I mean, just crazy, like they're not paying any attention to what's going on.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on with entities, and using people to do their bidding and acting weird. And there's stuff going on. There's things that we can do to protect ourselves too, and make sure that these forces don't overtake us.
Mushi, she says, do you think maybe they're testing something? Yeah, they are always testing stuff. And I didn't catch a video, but I was pointing out, and Cindy wasn't able to see them the whole time. There was something directly over our property when we were working out in the yard, out in the desert today, and I don't know what it was, but it looked like it might have been drones to me, maybe, but they seemed almost very alive. But there was like half a dozen, maybe more, just coming and going straight over our heads, like right overhead. In the garden where we were, working on stuff. And it really hit me as strange, really strange. It seemed really odd.
They were really odd. They were going fast. They were like definitely intelligent design and moving around. And I didn't see it as long as Michael could see it. but what I did see was super curious. I had a problem. It was almost like it was dimensional because I had a problem gauging how far away or how close it was. That was weird.
I would say they were like at least 100 feet overhead, more than that, probably a couple hundred. They almost behaved like insects, but you wouldn't be able to see an insect, a couple hundred feet over your head, which made me think maybe more like drones, maybe military drones, who knows? But they were just odd. They actually reminded me of something I saw in Charlotte, North Carolina, like 12 years ago, around the building. That was super curious. Everybody was just standing out there in the street at night and just pointing fingers at it.
Gigi says tuning fork time. Well, how about we do that when we're done? Is that going to work for you guys? We could do tuning forks when we're done.
Yeah, it's most definitely something that we could use as a good little fine tuning. Yeah, everything is kind of crazy, and it just seemed to me today too, like there was a jump, like maybe we jumped from one reality to another. It's like two nights ago, went to bed after doing a pretty tough video, talking about everything that's going on. And then when I woke up, I felt amazing, and I felt like everything had lifted a lot. Like, there's dimensional battles going on right now that we don't even really see, but they are happening, over our heads a lot of the time.
They are, and we're not aware of them, but we're supposed to also be here living our human experience. So even though that's fascinating out there, I think it's important to recognize that we came here in the 3D to do 3D things and not get too absorbed on what's going on out there, even though it sure is curious.
Yeah, Scratch. I did hear about the one down in Brazil, and I thought I put something about that in one of the videos somewhere. I thought I had. Yeah, pretty cool. Lots of stuff happening right now. And Queen Star Sophia, good to see you. Good to see you.
Still says current viewers 4.
I know, it's really weird. It's really weird.
Tell them.
Yeah, Ravens saw like a huge mothership, 3 to 4 football fields long, 2 wide, and the widest spot drifting over the clouds the other night. And what I was going to say to Asa Dusaman was, everywhere from New Mexico, all the way over, through Arizona, into California and into Nevada. I mean, it's such a network of deep underground military bases. And before they were the military bases, I think a lot of these areas were perhaps inhabited by ETs. We've heard about the Battle of Dulce. I think a lot of you guys know about that. Phil Schneider talked about that in depth. And I had some weird occurrences up in New Mexico camping that I can't tell you what it was, but it really didn't feel human and didn't feel like a bear. But there was something that came right by our campsite, and Zeke I was lying down. He crawled right on top of me and was like shaking. And it was almost like Zeke was saying, shh, don't let it hear you, and whereas like I shared the other night when the 2 stray dogs came over, he was out there in a heartbeat, even though it was 2-on-1. But when it's something kind of paranormal-ish, then he's not big and brave.
Yeah. Zeke is like, don't call me. That's not my job title. Leave me out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he'll go tangle with some coyotes and stuff, or a human. But yeah, there's underground networks. So, all through the Southwest. All through the Southwest. Hey there, Ricky. Good to see you.
Yeah, Granny Anonymous says, MNC, please be careful. I think you're on the evil one's radar. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because we do reach people. We do help people. We are healing people. And these are things that is not conducive to their agenda.
Yeah, most definitely. So, we've felt their presence before many times. There was something something really weird on the property last night and today.
Yeah.
It was very, very odd. The occurrences. Like there was this one. Today was so calm. Wind wise, it was tranquil and calm. And then all of a sudden, the gate flies wide open, and there's like this huge gust of wind that just came in out of nowhere, and then back to total calm.
Yeah, it was really weird. It's like something slammed the gate open and it's like showing itself, saying, "Look how powerful I am." Even though I do feel like it's elemental in nature, I can't really pinpoint if it's like good or bad, or if it just wants to be known, show off. Usually, I can pinpoint these things, but it's like cloaking itself.
Yeah, there was a really cool video, and I'm sorry, I don't know where it is now. Somebody had sent, and it was a different country, and you see this kind of like shimmering thing come down to the ground, and then it's like walking on the ground, but it's just perfectly cloaked, so it just looks like kind of like a reflective material that's kind of reflecting the light back out. Like some sort of cloaking device.
Yeah, absolutely, cloaking, and that's what it's doing. So it's like energetically cloaking itself, because normally I can come up with a picture pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we've explored all over Arizona's and the Death Valley area over to Ridgecrest in California, and all over Nevada as well. Pretty much all around Nellis and the test site area. So we've done an awful lot of exploring through that area, and then in Arizona we found some things that really feel, again, to me, so much like remnants of Lemuria. I just feel that Lemurian energy, and really high tech, but like it was a benevolent culture, a real benevolent civilization that feels like it was wiped out by something dark.
Yeah, that seems to be like a pretty common storyline. It feels exactly like that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Rosemary, I see Rosemary's in the house. Yeah, night vision. Yeah, that would be interesting. We do have some nanny cams. We got to get
nanny cams
up and running over and see what we end up getting on that.
Yeah, because the nanny cams, they do have night vision. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we did do a meditation and a channeling today that we were going to share with you guys. And with Cindy, it's like you never know who's going to come through because there's so many different energies that come through and contact. I mean, there's 30-something spirit guides. There were 33. I don't know what the number is right now.
It went up.
Okay. Yeah, there's so there's more coming through all the time.
There is, and this was a very earthy energy, very beautiful, very strong, very kind. A lot of things brought me a great amount of healing, just to sit with it. I couldn't channel too long like normal, but I could sit with the energy as long as I wasn't channeling and allow it to work on me. But yeah, we got a little bit.
We haven't seen any of the comets yet. Lately, it just hasn't been conducive because it seems like there's either heavy spraying, because we really haven't had much rain. We did have a bizarre rain the other day. It came out of nowhere. It wasn't even supposed to happen.
Yeah, that was really weird too. Like, a lot of fun, weird, awkward stuff going on. Life is good. Life is interesting. Life is curious.
So Evan says Return of the Gods along with the AI takeover. Yeah, that's very true. And Judy's in the house. Hey, Judy, good to see you.
Yes, Miss Judy. It's great to see you. It's great to see all you guys. It's feeling like warm and cozy now.
Like Crystal Core says, tonight feels like a portal day. It does feel like there's something wide open today, most definitely.
Yeah, Yeah, it definitely does. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so we'll share this with you guys. This is the channeling that Cindy got from an entity that just basically said it's an Earth Mother, which was interesting because the way it said it too is as if there's more than one. But when we look at it, there is in pagan circles the line of thought that all goddesses are one goddess ultimately, and it's just different manifestations. We know that like Isis was worshipped all over the world, and we could see different connections to where Isis, Inanna, Astarte, Asherah, all basically might be the same being. Again, different countries, different languages, slightly different traditions, but the same energy.
Yeah. So it felt very, I don't know, I guess the word is healing. So, yeah.
Beautiful and healing. So we're going to start with this here. And what we always do, just let you guys know, is we do QiGong, to get the energy flowing. And then we sit down and do some mantras. And I went through my usual ones. So for me, that was 756 repetitions before we get, to the point. Well, Cindy was ready early, and I knew she was getting downloads because she just stopped her mantras, and then she's just kind of like rocking and in a blissful, peaceful state. And our pineal glands, our abilities are going through the roof now. That's the part of the good thing. I do think too our DNA is being turned on big time. What I'm feeling when I'm doing the mantras, because the mantras will open up your pineal gland. They're one of the very best ways to open up your pineal gland. And, I heartily recommend them. Just find one that works for you. The ancient Sanskrit ones they're formed and they're in a language that will, open up your pineal gland and awaken the Kundalini. So let us start, and here we go.
Greetings.
Greetings. Do you have a message for us today?
Indeed, we have messages for you today. These are messages from the Earth Mothers. First, they wish to thank you for all the work that you're doing in the ground, the planting, they're preparing. Your energy will be very good for your plants. I believe everyone should live in the middle of their garden. Perhaps make this your altar spot, where you talk and sing and do mantras and prayers with this energy around your plants. This will make the food even better for your soul.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
We are working on the channel. She has a lot of physiological issues that we're working through. But she can pull in many earthly mother energies. We want to say thank you for helping her so we can channel through her to extend our gratitude for all that you are doing, for all those that you've helped. It's important that we be able to communicate this to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that. We love to help others and we love to send healing energy. It most definitely seems that energy work is getting to be more and more effective as we get deeper and deeper into this cycle.
It is. You are correct in your observations. It is. The healing energy is getting stronger. The two of you working together creates a kind of magnetic healing energy that this vessel does not understand. She cannot find the right vibrations for the words to explain what's going on, but these new energies are coming through you too. And this is helping to heal many. As they do this, they are helping to heal the planet so she may ascend and bring as many children with her as possible.
This is all about the ascension. It feels that everything we are seeing in the world is all about the ascension. And, from the dark forces trying to stall, delay, or stop the ascension, to me, that I think is their main purpose.
If they can control, they can delay, they do not want you to work through the higher mind, because in this case, you will be useless to them. They need to hold your vibration down low. We are trying to reach humans in many different ways, in many different means to help them work through a higher vibration, use their higher mind. This is the way out of the system.
And it's the passing of this system that will bring in the golden age, which will come.
You are completely correct. There's many different ways to bring in the golden age, but the most important is through healing and vibrations. It opens up portals to ascension. The more healing energy you can put out into the planet, this helps assist all living beings in the ascension process, which is very, very difficult indeed. It's extremely difficult for people. The shadows are getting darker. The light is getting lighter. It can be an extremely uncomfortable process on many different levels.
And our DNA is actually changing from the energies that are penetrating and coming into us, correct?
Your DNA is changing as long as you remain on this path of healing. It assists your DNA to make these changes. It's very important to drink plenty of water, eat good food, think good thoughts, and love one another. The love is going to help bring in the golden age. The healing that you do, the two of you will also help bring in the golden age.
And as we've talked about, it's important to be constantly cleansing ourselves and unplugging from so many of our devices on a regular basis, and it seems to help greatly with the ascension process.
The more you can get away from the frequencies, the faster your vibration will go. These frequencies, the internet, your phones, all the messages that come through your phones, these things are suppressing your ability to ascend. It's very much a double-edged sword, because we're aware this is how you reach your people. But the more you can leave these frequencies in the off position, the better off you will be, and everyone around you. This is suppressing you, it's suppressing the planet.
The earth changes seem to be increasing, and there's still an earthquake swarm going on in Nevada by Tonopah. And all the flooding, we have dams failing, and everything seems to be accelerating to a new degree. Do you foresee any major events, earth change-wise, that will impact us in the near future?
There will be events in spots that will be tragic and will be difficult to overcome. The flooding will get worse. It's almost like breaking of the water for a baby to be born. There will be lots of shaking, lots of weather changes. Although, for us, it will seem rather quickly. For you and your people, it will seem slow. These changes must occur. Do not be afraid, for you are safe. Anyone who can hold a vibration of love is safe.
Are there any areas, any parts of this country or other countries that we should be aware of that will experience perhaps a more significant event or a series of events than others?
That is very difficult for the channel to answer that question. We can download the information, and when she sees it, she can confirm for you.
Okay, we shall do that. On a different note, we were having discussions about the being known as the demiurge, Iao, or Yaldabaoth. What is your knowledge of this being?
A creator being that becomes whatever you wish it to be, whatever you wish it to perceive. It is for creation. Use it for this purpose.
So this would explain why some view it as a negative being and some view it as a positive being.
This is exactly why, because it'll do what you request of it. It is creation.
And if we are talking about like densities, how high up is it in density? Is it something that is beyond I would guess, beyond the archangels?
We can give you the number 9 density. It is, again, another thing that is difficult for your channel to understand. The vibrations we put through her, she cannot. She cannot translate at this time. But we can put the information in her, and she will translate at some point in the future. Your channel does have many blockages that we are working on.
And so at the moment we are talking to, you had said, an Earth Mother?
We are many Earth Mothers. We are many energies flowing through.
So according to the culture and the time, we could use many different names, perhaps like Isis or Astarte or Inanna.
You can use all of these names, any name that you feel a nurturing, vibration from is an Earth Mother, an Earth energy.
And it seems as if this energy in the system of the world right now has been very suppressed and very, very, well, it seems like society has been so disconnected from your energy, the Earth Mother's energy.
Her energy is extremely healing. Anyone can call through this energy. It is healing, therefore they need to suppress it, they need to destroy it, they need to stamp it out because of its extreme healing abilities.
In the past, there are so many legends of humans living for 1,000 years or more. Is this due to the connectivity that we had with the Earth itself?
Indeed, people were so much more connected to the Earth Mother energy. It's unimaginable how far we have fallen.
And this fall coincides with the arrival of those that we call the Draco, the dark ones, the Orion group.
They have used these energies to control everyone and everything they possibly can. And until people can see the control,
You okay?
Right.
So that was pushing her to her limit, which was a little bit more than it was previously. So expanding it outwards, and she had a really good, clear contact today.
Oh, it was really strong. It was really healing. And I'm gathering from that we can all of us call in this nurturing, healing feeling. Whoever the nurturer was in your family, think of that vibration and call that in. And it's a very powerful healing vibration. It's really important to use it. And it's really important to hold on to it, get a good signature of it and hold it.
Yeah, the Hopi talk about the Rainbow Warriors, and they talk about the transition out of this dark age and going into, the new age, which is going to be a golden age, going to be a much better world than what we have. And we are going to learn to go back to the old ways, the ways that we were taught by the beings of light and love that came here and gave us the gifts and knowledge that we needed in order to live in a connected way with each other and with the earth itself and all of the earth's creatures. It's so obvious when we look at all the mass die-offs, the pollution, all the runoff from the corporations that's always poisoning everything. This is such a horrible system that is in this world. And while there are people that are living, what might be to them beautiful, blissful lives, and they're completely unaware of what's going on around them, the system still has to go. There are people that are starving while food is rotting in silos or being dumped, and destroyed on purpose. And it's going to all change. And it was, as we were listening, and I was looking at some comments, and like Sherry said, I'll trade with you, I'll do some barter and trade. And, we've talked about, going back to barter and trade, for one, will eliminate the banking cabal right there. If we just did barter and trade, just in and of itself, it would eliminate them. They'd have no way of controlling us anymore. So right there, boom, it's like game over for them. And so that's the type of thing we have to work out towards. But I do think as consciousness changes, I think that the love will grow, and people will even be like, not necessarily even haggling, like, I want 4 cucumbers, for my 6 year of corn. It won't be like that. I think it'll be more like, I have plenty, whatever is good, just, it's fine. And I think that's also why we decided to, I hated the idea of charging people, and so, we just go on donation basis.
Energy exchange. It's an energy exchange. We spend the time to do the mantras, the meditation, and learn the things, and hopefully we can use our energy that we spend in that to help you guys with something that you're struggling with. So it is the best energy exchange that we have right now.
Exactly. So, like KB says, I don't believe that money exists. No, it's all just digits, so when they don't even really need to print any more money, it's not like they even have to print it. They could just increase a digit here and decrease one there. It's nothing. It's nothing. So the quicker that we shed the financial system, the better. And we know they're going to pull the rug out from under this one. This is part of this plan that's going on right now. There's nothing more imperative than for everybody to gain as much freedom as you can, in any way possible. And I see lots of comments in there about people that are growing their own food. That's number one. Growing your own food, being able to live out from under the system. And meanwhile, it's moving in a different direction because they want to give everybody a monthly, paycheck. To really, it's basically agreeing to slavery is what it's going to come down to. And so we got to get out of that, and we have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet and take the steps to do that.
Mm-hmm. And it does feel like there's going to need to be a lot of people that are awake enough to be in your society to help lead people into this new way of living in this these new ideas. It's going to take our particular mindset to plant the seeds and let them grow, or at least mention the idea to people so that it can maybe do something. Or even if you're one of those people that do have organizing abilities and organizing and leadership abilities, you can take that to your little town or your little area, even start with your own family and your own block and see where that goes.
Judy K says, Sassy, when your channeling started, my garden light started blinking again.
Oh my goodness. It was an extreme. That's so wonderful. It's an extremely healing energy that passed through me today, which was really exciting. So I do think that you guys, oh, thank you, Paul. Thank you so much. That means more than you know. Thank you so, so much. I do believe that the channeling energy that is run through me, when you guys hear it, you guys receive that energy too.
Most definitely. It's a blessing. We have to get ourselves out of the system. And the more people we take out of the system, the harder it's going to be for them to do what they want to do. And, we know that they are in a full court press right now.
Yeah, they are. They're not, they're not pulling any punches. They're going to make sure that they get every single artificial penny that they feel belongs to them. So, growing your own food is a lot like growing your own money.
Yeah, exactly. It really is. So, getting out of the system, growing your own food, getting by on less, and it is pretty blissful. It really is pretty blissful. We've been paying attention to, I have for the last maybe 4 years or so, 5 years, been ever increasingly watching more and more, when I have free time, videos about, tiny house living, homesteading, things like that. And, making it happen. When I think about it, a year ago, I had a tiny little economy car, and was renting a house. And, I just felt, I have an ability to manifest stuff, I really do. Because, had to get a truck so I could have a camper. And so, got a truck. I don't like being in debt for that. And, in a worst case scenario, if we lost the truck, well, at least, we should be able to upkeep the camper regardless, and the land is paid for. Yeah. So, that's the thing. And then the structures that we're building on the land, are paid for too. And, we actually find ourselves outside all the time now, which is great. I mean, we get out from under the sun because of the sunscreen that we have up in the structures. And we'll do an updated video to let you guys know what we're doing. We had to stop planting because the planting was not working, until we got everything situated right. And the plants that we put in that started to get burned, now they're coming back and they're doing better. And we actually have some lettuce that's harvestable now, and there's some peppers starting to come in. So, things are progressing, and we're going to start to do a second wave of planting. Cindy just put some watermelon in, and, we're doing we've done everything from seed too. We haven't gone out and, bought any plants that were already started. We did get a goji berry tree. Yes. And we got, a cactus that gives you prickly pears, which I actually really always liked prickly pears. There's something that jives with my cells. There's certain foods that you eat and you just feel tingly. Well, prickly pear does that to me. And then we showed you those other pineapple guavas, which, they struggled. We put in 7 of those. We got them on clearance for $7 each. But 2 of them not doing so well. There's 3 of them that are doing pretty solid now, and the other ones are kind of in between. That we knew they were kind of root bound, and then between the winds and the intense sun, these are things you learn as you go. It's totally different. I grew up in Connecticut with gardens. That's totally different than in the American Southwest in the desert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all a learning experience. It's all about the learning and living and being our best selves and being at the highest vibration possible. And we all have different ways that we get to that point. So, and it's all good too, just as long as you've made an improvement from yesterday or improvement from one moment to the next, as long as you're doing your absolute best, then you're doing great.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about their plants struggling, and even in areas that's not like the desert, having the leaves burned white, And so, UVC is showing up on the ground. So even in areas maybe where you didn't use screening in the past, you might want to get some sort of screening up, because we're not the same place. The magnetosphere is declining rapidly, and more UV is coming through.
Yeah, there is. So, it's interesting we get to have the opportunity to see how your guys' plants are doing too across the country. So that's nice that you're sharing that. Thank you.
So guys, as always, we want to thank you for your support. We have some Patreon supporters that have really been helping us, and as well as Ko-Fi. As Calvin was saying, if anybody wants a Vedic chart reading, please contact us. How are you doing with that? Are you catching up?
I'm getting caught up. Yep, I am getting caught up. So, and I'm so new at it, so I'm learning my techniques as I go.
And she's so modest because, the feedback has been just incredible, on her readings. And then she does a biofield tuning too. Yeah. When she does that.
Yes.
And we'll do energy work together on people too. And as we said, it's totally done on a donation basis, So, we've had, we've only had 2 people that ever, didn't donate. And then one of the 2 ended up, donating double later when they were able to. Yeah, so, it's just an energy exchange, and it's our way of trying to get out of the system by, this is what in India they did as far as the holy men. And, they just relied on donations, and they would do puja for people. Puja is like offerings and like a service. And I just love the idea of doing anything we can to get out of the system. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I really do want to put together like a video, a really warm thank you. I mean, for everybody, if you can't donate, energy-wise, I don't even like to use the word financially, but if you can't, please hit the thumbs up. But I do want to put together a warm thank you for all the people on Patreon and Ko-Fi and through PayPal, and make it a little more personal, because it does matter, and we appreciate it a lot.
So much love, guys. As always, stay safe out there. God bless and namaste.
God bless and namaste.